Thank you for 2
Because you get the
things.
uncut raw stuff.
You get that's what you want. You want it raw. Raw as Matt Zarb raw. That's not a good one. Anyway, let's talk about Summit proper. Gorton and Denton by-election round our way.
Yeah.
Welcome. Yeah. I've had so many leaflets through the door. I said I'll put it in the I had the funniest one was from the Communist League, which is the most obvious Mossad plot I've ever seen in my life.
Have you done a poem for the by-election yet?
I have done the poem. You should have seen it by now.
Ah, I haven't.
Are you talking to
Viewers.
the patrons? Yeah.
Other viewers should have
The
seen
viewers
it.
should have seen
So
it.
when's that going up?
When I can be bothered to film it. I've written it.
Oh, you've written it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Process.
The
Just the process bit.
the what's it? Gorton and Denton, is it?
Gorton and Denton, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is an incredibly gerrymandered to fuck district, by the way.
That couldn't be a clearer illustration of what the two parties represent.
Yeah.
Like you've got
Matt Goodwin using AI.
Yeah, you got Hannah from the gaff,
I initially,
plasterer,
I initially,
proper person, cares about the community, and then you've got
my favourite bit about that was when somebody said to it as like a line of attack, was like, Miss Spencer, you said that, you know, all that's happening in Denton and Gorton, when you lived in the constituency, you were glad to leave because the high street's dead and there's nothing going on. Well, you've just secured her 100% of the vote, because that's true.
Yeah.
There's no other. All that's left is kebab shops and takeaways. Yes, because that's all that's left.
Yeah. So we need to change the government. Yeah. It's like if everything was really good, then you'd vote Labour, wouldn't you?
what's your man Matthew called? What's his surname?
Matt Goodwin.
Good one.
Yeah, Goodwin. He's from St Albans.
Good loss, hopefully.
Yeah,
Big loss.
and I thought he was just some like GB news presenter.
No, he's an academic.
But he's a proper dyed in the wool eugenicist, really. Isn't it? Well, from what he puts out on Twitter, he is anyway.
Yeah.
He's gone really like far right.
Just having pictures next to houses and then like editing like I'm voting for Matt. It's like no, you're not.
But I think like Denton, having lived there for 5 years, originally from Bury, which is a bit more Tory, as a rule. Like it's the very, very culturally, like nobody. There's people I know, I won't name names, who will vote, whose DARs will vote Reform, but they don't have a racist bone in the body. Like they're not like they're very culturally anti, like working class trade union, all this kind of shit.
What, anti that or pro it?
Pro,
But
culturally.
that is what I mean. Like people are saying they're going to vote for Reform because I think that they're just projecting onto.
They're projecting what
reform,
they think.
onto Reform what they want. Yeah, like the more that Nigel Farage talks about what he actually believes in, and like, you know, that thing he did about working from home.
Yeah.
Where he was saying,
You've gone off the
fucked it
billionaire deep end there. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah, like it's obviously, you know, the funders of Reform are commercial landlords and they want people back in the office. But who is your target audience for, like, other than commercial landlords and, you know, angry, vindictive boomers? Who is your target audience for saying let's end working from home? What's it got to do with you anyway?
I would say 80%, like everyone who isn't a tradesman in the fucking
I'd say it's 100% corporate landlords. That
No, it is 100%.
just appeasing them.
That is 100%.
That's all it is.
Anybody who isn't a fucking tradesman round our way is you know, is somebody commuting into Manchester working in a shit office, working in a shit telesales job or some pointless other thing. Like, so if you say to everyone under 50 is going to go, when they hear that, is going to go, well, you can fuck off.
Yeah. Well, even people who run businesses and they don't want to have that additional office space or
Cost, innit?
It's cost, and like actually people do work. There is an argument that people are more productive at home.
But they work later, won't they? They work more hours because you're not commuting.
You're not commuting. You're also not like having small talk with everyone when you go. You know what it's like in an office environment. Like we are
three very spectrumsmen though, who don't like. Do you know what I mean?
But my point is, like, you know,
Better for the environment as well.
You compare
Less
it.
travel.
Yeah.
There's so many benefits to it.
You compare it to someone like Farage who would go into the office, maybe arrive late, have a bit of chit chat, and then at exactly 12 o'clock.
No, Farage would be in
exactly 12 o'clock. He'd go for a lunch and then he wouldn't come back.
Farage would be in there early, and he'd be going. When I come in at 9:01 afternoon.
Yeah, he'd do that and then he'd leave early for lunch.
Afternoon, I'm
and
off to
that'd
the
be
golf course.
Yeah,
Bye.
that's it.
But as you know from the workplace, the ones that like sort of bootlick the most, and like say afternoon and all that shit, they're normally the biggest chances going anyway. Like because it's like a cloak to hide behind, isn't it? If I'm constantly ratting people out to managers, it will take the eyes away from all the dodgy shit I'm doing.
I've started a new zero tolerance policy. So a mate of mine, big Callum Robinson from Altringhamsman, he put like just shared something harmless on Instagram. Oh, you know, when you see the person leaving from work who's not done any work, I just saw it and replied, "Scab." I'm not having any of this anymore. No, learn that you are also underpaid, and you're underpaid, overworked. You should do as little as possible.
So I don't mind Nigel Farage even going for the early lunch, you know, and staying there for the rest of the day. I don't mind that, but then don't slag off people who work from home, because like he was the least productive worker I think ever in the
history of the European Parliament.
Yeah, he never turned up to when he was an MEP to the Parliament. He was always in the Irish pub down the road. Kind of makes me kind of like him a little bit more in a way, but like also recognise that you are really unproductive and stop like trying to end working from home.
But he doesn't give a fuck about that. He probably knows what he is.
No,
you,
but
you have to think he knows. He must know he's a cunt.
Farage, he
can't genuinely believe he's a good person.
This goes back to early episodes, if you remember. Triple C, Clarkson, cunt, charisma. Jeremy Clarkson is a cunt, but you can't say he's not charismatic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't say there's not a bit of you goes, ooh.
And his whole farm shtick he's doing, like do a bit of filming.
Well, I mean the old Top Gears, really.
Yeah, I know, but you reckon he probably do fuck all on that farm, does he? Really?
Well, obviously.
No.
Like what bosses do, like it's one of these. I've explained this. I've coached people out of being like people I grew up with, out of being like EDLsmen, and turned them into Leninists by going when we've worked the same job and gone. You realise these do nothing, don't you? So what you're arguing for politically benefits them. Think about it. Think about it. That's the way to win people over. It's not to try and go like, just go, you know your boss who's a cunt to you at work? Yeah, you're voting with him.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's class consciousness, isn't it? Yeah, awakening people to the oppression in the system, yeah. But like, I can't, yeah, I mean, I can't understand why Nigel Farage keeps saying these things that, you know, maybe to appease the corporate landlords, but I think the more people see of what he believes, whether that's working from home or whether it's like, you know, privatising the NHS or whatever, the more people can't project onto reform what they want.
It's pure echo chamber politics, isn't it, basically?
I think where reform have done well is calling themselves reform. Because after the last, like...
Which is after Ross Perot
in
1994. Ross Perot, the guy who's the only ever person to win any electoral...
Because there are probably people that are going to vote for reform because they're like, we need reform. And we do. But Reform UK are full of people that fucked it up in the first place.
It's just
which is why you should vote for Restore Britain.
Oh, I have to say, Rupert Lowe, he was very quick out the blocks when Farage was talking about ending working from home.
Yeah, he did. He come out and
he came out and said, "No, we're not going to end working from home because he's not an idiot."
Egregiously rare. Low W.
And we need to get that picture of him up in here as well.
We do. The
Conrad Lowe,
which is a friend of the show, bought me from in the Ballon divorce, has bought me a picture of. I'll put it up here if I can be.
Our hero,
as Rupert Lowe as a crusade, but it's so funny because.
But I think unironically, he's just going to divide. Reform vote,
but what if the reason he's doing it is pure? I'm making sure my shoes not in your face.
Because they don't actually care. They just want people.
No, like... Rupert Lowe is going right. I'm cashing out. I'm going to make a load of money off stupid memberships. You see the thing? Do you see they have this thing called the Cromwell Club?
Yeah, two and a half grand. Yeah.
What?
$2.5 grand.
You are. If anyone pays for that, you are an absolute idiot.
I think though that the Restore Britain though is reform is billionaire tackle. Restore Britain is more your average run-of-the-mill idiot racist, I think. Yeah. I don't think there's any billionaires back. Well, there might be, but I think that that'll fizzle before there's an election.
Yeah. But I think there's a poll, find out now. Obviously not one of the big pollsters, but they had, I think it was a sample of 1,000. They had Restore Britain on 10%. and
Scary.
Reform now is on 25%.
Yeah, but they did the poll on Facebook.
Fair point. Surprised it's not 90. Rupert Lowe doing dictator in sham election numbers. Oh, fucking hell. But yeah, I think like it's like your man Nick, what's he called? Hugh Anthony. Not
Yeah.
Nick Anthony, not Nick Fuentes. The one and the same. Well, both gay, both Nazis. Anyway, so yeah, like it's too much for normal people. That it's too much for anyone who's not internet.
Oh, there's not going to be any moderate fucking restore fucking. Yeah. But do you think the thing with like your Hugh Anthony and stuff like that, like, there's going to be a huge implosion on the right between neo-Nazis and Zionists?
No, because we've done this.
Yeah.
Oh, you've
well, no, I think Zionism is ethno-nationalism, right? It's
right,
like, they
but
quite
they
like
can't
that.
look past.
No,
it,
but there's a lot of Nazis like Richard Spencer in America who goes, no, that's Israel. That's what Israel should. But Israel should exist because it's like Jews, kick all the Jews over there.
Oh,
basically.
so it's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
So and then the logic of
You
that.
do deserve a homeland. I wish you'd all fuck off there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Basically, right? Yeah. It's basically,
Oh God.
And then the logic of that is that the logic of that then is like purify, make everywhere else
racially pure.
Oh, just everywhere. No. Oh, so everywhere's an ethnostate.
Yeah, basically. That's the idea.
What could go wrong?
Yeah. Well, I saw something years ago, like 2016 era, that stuck with me. It's like the modern neo-Nazis, think it's have chosen to believe it's easier to develop a Eurasian ethno-state, a totally white ethno-state in the entire continent of Eurasia than it is to get a girlfriend.
Maybe. Now this is a joke.
I'm just gonna go get me water because I'm keep.
Before anybody clips this, maybe the answer to society advancing anymore and ultimately leading to collapse is that everywhere is an ethno-state. So then culturally, nowhere will ever change again. It will just be like indigenous Amazonian tribes or Amish people, just in every country.
I'd like to see that in the World Cup. Amazonian tribes versus the Amish. They're playing a very traditional flat back four, these Amish.
I was trying to make an argument how like everywhere being an ethno-state could actually save the world. As a joke.
That's it. Well,
because maybe maybe
try that one in Middlesbrough.
Standing O. First joke.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, no. But yeah, like imagine what these people believe. Like, imagine literally the whole world was just like separated ethno-states everywhere.
But it's the
society would just halt.
Yeah.
Nothing would.
Well, it's
advance.
it's also impossible. It's like, at what point do you draw the line? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, you're fucked because your dad's Irish.
Yeah.
I'm fucked because my dad's Irish. You're fucked because your dad's Maltese. So where do you stop?
Unless they just make one big country, maybe take like, where's got the biggest landmass, like China, and just put everyone that isn't like completely one thing there, and it would just be class. And then all the weird.
There's
all the weird fascists can live in these different things, and then we'll just go have it off in China.
Tom Nestor solves world peace, does world peace.
It is an interesting like thought experiment though. Like if you had like there was a there was a billionaire who bought
Matt Zionist cousin.
Yes.
There was a billionaire who bought an island and he wanted to create a libertarian paradise.
Yeah. Was that not Peter Thiel? No, was it?
Was that who it was?
Well, he's done one in Honduras.
I saw it. There's an area in America that are doing this as well.
Where you could like basically choose to live under the political economy that you prefer.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be interesting. I mean, there's just because
how would that work though?
Well, I'll tell you exactly how it worked. When these people go like the right-wing libertarians, there's one example of right-wing libertarianism being tried for the past 30 years. Somalia. Would you like to live in Somalia? No government. Pirates. Yeah, pirates and fucking that's the system you're arguing for.
Yeah.
So-
And they're all coming over here.
Yeah.
So they obviously want to live in whatever this shit is, which is sort of like butchered neoliberalism.
Oh,
They're all coming over here. You got to clip that. Just a montage.
destroy your career for a laugh. Oh, it's good stuff.
We've got to deal with the elite.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's good. It's
Yeah.
good. Oh, there are all the hits.